I wasn't a nurse, I'd be a detective. I searched Ben Leaf, or I didn't know his last name, so I just searched Ben from York, Nebraska. Bam, found him, stalked his Facebook. It's recon.
It's about Ouchie.
You don't know, anyone could be on the internet. I always look for like what I call God winks, like that this is a sign, like, and he said something to me in a conversation. My grandpa, Dwayne, always said, Grandpa, if you got hurt, he always said it's a long ways from your heart. And Ben texted that to me and I was like, whoa, that is something Grandpa always said, you know.
She's pretty feisty sometimes, so sometimes I gotta really just hold on.
You wouldn't have me any other way. We just want to say thank you to all of you, friends and family, for number one, just being a part of our lives and helping us to shape who we are. We wouldn't be the people we are today without you. And number two, just coming to celebrate with us. It means the world. We've both looked forward to this day for so long, and we're so happy that you're here to celebrate with us. Let's party.
Let's party.
I hated to admit this back in the day, but we met on Match.com.
We met on Match.com.
Match.com. We've led to more dates, more relationships, and more marriages than any other site.
I was on there because I wasn't having any luck just with the local fair, I guess.
Just really wasn't a lot of good places to go meet people, so I was like ready to find my person. I've known that I wanted to be married. I was born to be a mom and a wife. So I was working in the NICU that night, and it was kind of slow, and I had just checked my profile for something to do and saw that he had messaged me.
Saw her profile and liked what I saw, you know. She's very pretty and liked her smile and liked she was about.
And I think he told me I had a really pretty smile or something like that. And so I was like, meh, whatever. It was kind of slow that night. So I was like, we'll chat. So we started emailing back and forth.
I mean, the conversation flowed really well from the start.
And I'm a person, I want to talk to you on the phone just because I don't really, like, texting is just not very personable. And so I texted him and I was like, hey, I'm going to be driving home. Can't text you. Do you want me to call you?
So I had this, I guess, rule where I didn't really talk on the phone until after a while of talking online.
He was like, well, I generally like to get to know somebody a little more before we talk on the phone. And I was like, sweet. I'm getting catfished. Like, it's definitely a girl because they don't want to talk to me on the phone. This is so weird.
A couple days after I called her, I thought, well, it's probably worth a shot. Obviously, it proved I wasn't a girl, so that was good. We would have never met had it not been for the match.
We were like totally
Our paths would have never crossed.
He lives in York, I live in Kearney, so we decided to meet in Grand Island and go to supper.
At Texas Roadhouse for dinner.
I remember being so nervous, like, are we gonna hug? Are we gonna shake hands? Like, what are we gonna do? I think we hugged.
We hugged,
did,
yes.
So that was good that he like initiated that hug because I'm so awkward, like I don't know what to do with my hands.
We met a little early, so we decided to drive around because it was like 4 o'clock and we decided it was too early to eat.
But he wouldn't take his sunglasses off. And it was like nighttime. But it wasn't dark yet, but I was like, I just feel like you can't get to know somebody if their sunglasses are on.
And then we went to Texas Roadhouse. And
when we got to the restaurant, he finally took his sunglasses off, and he has like the most honey-colored eyes I've ever seen. They're not color I've ever seen on anyone else.
Like I said, the conversation just kept flowing really well and found more and more things to talk about.
It was so easy. It was very natural and just relaxed and just like hanging out with a buddy, but with a little spark in it. It was fun.
First kiss was driving around after supper on the first date.
He had me sit in the middle, which was, I usually make so much fun of girls who like sit in the middle of the pickup. I'm like, oh, you can't sit 2 feet away. And the sun was going down. It was the end of summer, and we're out in the country and dirt roads and just listening to good music. And we pulled up to this like by this cornfield, and there was fireflies everywhere. And I was like, I just love fireflies.
Found out she loves fireflies, and I asked her, have you ever heard there was a song by Miranda Lambert, and it was called Me and Charlie Talkin'?
I was like, I can't believe you know that song. I sang that song in 7th grade for my solo. He was like, what? And so that was like another God wink type thing.
So we stopped and looked at the fireflies for a while.
I just remember looking up at him, and he just looked down at me, and he just leaned in.
She looked up and smiled at me, so I just kind of leaned in and kissed her, and it was really nice.
And there were several more, like I think he almost drove us off the road. So it must have been good. There was never one moment. It was a gradual, but all at the same time, intense, awesome love. There was one time, I don't know, it was probably our 3rd or 4th date, and it was in the summertime. We did a lot of like bonfires in the backyard, and we listened to a lot of music together. That's one of our favorite things. And he looked over at me and he said, you know, we've listened to a lot of music, but we've never danced. And he asked me to get up and dance right by the fire in the backyard. And it was just so sweet. And so I just remember those were big moments that meant a lot, but it all just came together so perfectly.
From the start, there were definitely feelings and thoughts that I'd never had or felt before, and just so much fun to be around. And our life goals and things we wanted out of life were a lot the same. The farm background, just the commitment to each other was definitely there right away. I mean, it didn't take long to figure that out.
Oh, we just begun. It's a wide road of all the places we will go. We will go.
So we kind of started talking probably around December, like, oh, you know, I'm like, so yeah, how about a ring? You know, maybe.
She had shown me some pictures, and I kind of knew what she wanted, had a good idea.
Then it was in July, and he had me convinced that he did not have a ring.
So the night before, Friday night, I called her roommate, her cousin. There was this bottle of whiskey that she had gotten from a friend for college graduation, I believe.
And I told myself, I am not opening this until I find my person.
Always told me she wanted it the day she got engaged.
I knew that he knew that, and so it would be important for him to get that bottle there for the proposal. And I didn't know how he was going to get that pulled off.
So I arranged for my best man to go and get it.
So I went down to York, and we didn't really have much plans that day, except for we were going to go to a party that night for his friend's birthday.
So she got there mid-afternoon, and while best man was sneaking the bottle of whiskey in, I took her out for ice cream.
I really like ice cream. And I noticed he wasn't eating his. And I was like, why are you eating your ice cream? You don't usually let that go to waste. When we got to his house, I went to go do something, and he was like, sit down on the couch. And I was like, why? And he was like, just go sit down.
And just in the living room, I had the ring and the bottle under the coffee table.
Well, for Christmas that year, I had given him a book of like 50 things I loved the most about him. So he told me, he sat down with me on the couch and he said, well, I was cleaning yesterday and I found that book of all the reasons why you love me. And I thought I should make a list for you.
Read off the list, and then I said I got one more thing and asked her to marry me. And
I said, am I being punked?
she did right away go, is this real? And I hold the ring up like, yeah, right here it is.
I even have a ring. Opened that bottle of whiskey because that was the second thing he pulled out from the compartment of the couch. So I was like, how? And that's when I cried.
She said yes, so it worked out well.
Never really know what love is, but whatever it is, I feel it in your kiss.
I thought about this and what word I wanted to use. And it's going to be one you've probably never heard of.
All right, we'll just go with this one.
I hope I spell it correctly.
I'd write a little bigger, I think.
My word to describe Ben is cardiomegaly. And for those of you who aren't nurses, that means enlarged heart. And I put that because Ben has the biggest heart of anyone I've ever met. He would give somebody his last $10 if they really needed it. And he is just so kind and caring. He goes out of his way to make me feel special, whether it's just a text when I'm working late at night and he's like, your patients are so lucky to have you and you're so committed to your job and you're so good at your job. He's very family oriented. He did the same thing for his family. He has the biggest heart. And so that's why I chose cardiomegaly.
So one word to describe Miranda, I guess this is two, is award winning. Every day I feel like, you know, I did win the lottery. I won the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's just a great, wonderful feeling, especially after as long as I had been looking and finally found it. So it just feels really great.
Oh, that's a badass. Okay.
That'll work.
The word we decided to describe ourselves is NSYNC. And I always thought I would marry a boy from NSYNC, but I'm glad it's Ben, and it's even better because we are so NSYNC. From the very first date, we just jive so well, and we'll just look at each other and I'll wink and we'll wink at the exact same time.
We'll say same sentences, same words all the time, and it's gotten to the point now where we don't even like go like that anymore. Like we're used to. You know, it used to be just.
I used to always say, "Jinx, you owe me a Coke," but it's endless the amount of pops he owes me. And the things that we aren't in sync on, because obviously we're not perfect, balance each other out. I'm really high strung and get really anxious, and he is super laid back and does a great job of like calming me down. And if Benny's slow moving, I get him going.
Take my heart and take my hand. I'll be your lover and I'll be your friend. Take my heart and take my hand again and again.
How do I put into words what you mean to me? They'll never be enough. Thank you for always loving me and always putting up with me when I'm sassy and ornery, and I just love what we have, and I can't wait for it to continue and for our future to grow together.
Miranda, I love you more than anything. I'm really glad I found you. Every day with you is just incredible. It's a new adventure every day, but I love it. I can't wait to live our lives together and enjoy our life's journey.
Spend my life with you. Sparks every time I see you. Stars when you walk in the room. There's no such thing as ordinary. Really, we are quite contrary to everything that I thought I knew. So let's start a fire. I wanna keep you warm. Come and strike up the choir. Throw open all the doors. Oh, I've looked low and high, and I've never been so sure. I am yours. Won't you be mine? I know it's hard to find you put your hand in mine, but you don't ever have to wonder.
winter slumber to the summertime. I'm always on your side. So let's start a fire. I wanna keep you warm. Come on and strike up the choir. Throw open all the doors. Oh, I've looked low and high and I've never been so sure. I am yours and you are mine. Now that I am yours and you are mine. How do you do that with your eyes? You know it gets me every time. I swear I wish I could read your mind. 'Cause I ask the same question every night. So just breathe. Breathe in, breathe deep, you know that's all you need. I can't describe your eyes, but they're as blue as the sea. Your heart, it beats in perfect time with me. Baby, you know that I want mine. If we get no rest till the sunrise, until you make me fall in love again as light shows your face, I can never be the same. I plan to love you all my life, until you meet your chariot.
I take you, Miranda, to be my wife.
I take you, Ben,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
And these things I promise you.
I will be faithful to you and honest with you.
I will respect, trust, help, and care for you.
I will share my life with you
I will forgive you as we have been forgiven,
through the best and the worst
Of what is
of what is to come,
as long as we live.
as long as we live.
Our fingers align as they intertwine. You break my heart wide open. Baby, you know that I want mine. We get no rest till the sunrise, until you make me fall in love again as light shows your face. I can never be the same. I plan to love you all my life, yeah, until you meet your chariot. Oh, until you meet your chariot.